What's up everyone, it's Colin from IrelandsTechnologyBlog.com, and today I'm going to give us an overview of two different apps. One is AutoAddress, which will let you look up our official Eircode codes, which are our postal codes here in Ireland. And the other one is called Point 8, and it's basically a different type of postcode, but not one that's being used officially. But both apps are very, very different, and they both have different ways of doing things, and both have had different amounts of money spent on them. So stick around after the break and you'll see what you will see. What's up everyone, it's Colin again. So let's just start this off with AutoAddress, which is an official provider of Eircode tracking, looking up software. So basically AutoAddress is the app, you can see it here. But before we do that, let's just go into our location settings and make sure we're on high accuracy so that we can't be accused of, fudging these results. But let's go back to AutoAddress first. So this is the official app for Eircode, or one of the official apps anyway. It's had a lot of money spent on it, and it's flashy. It works very well. So basically, if I come down here to map, and we get a map of the country, and I'm just going to scroll away because naturally enough I don't want anyone knowing my home address. So let's just zoom in on a place and just see some of the features here. So here's somewhere called Broom Hall, and if I hit satellite mode you can see here this is a housing estate, and every single house has its own Eircode, which is denoted by a little dot. So if you were to hover over one and hit get address, you will get number 17, Broom Hall, Rathnew, County Wicklow. And apologies to the owners of that house, by the way, if you're watching this, but it's all public information anyway. But there's the Eircode there, A67 and so on, and that's how the Eircodes work. Basically every home gets an Eircode, and that's great. And for me personally, what I use Eircodes for are, for deliveries, getting my post. Delivery men, even though delivery companies aren't necessarily officially using these codes, they kind of are, because they know they can look them up, especially for a home that's kind of off the beaten track a little bit, and they will get there. So if there was some talk, alright, about businesses not really getting proper support out of Eircode, but the thing is, if I was to type in Tesco Dublin Road, or just let's just do Tesco and do a search of that. So I get all the Tesco's in every county, I'm assuming, or give or take maybe a few that aren't there. I'm coming to Wicklow, and my local one is this one down here, third from the bottom, Tesco Dublin Road, Wicklow. And if I click that, I get the code for it, and I can click I believe map, and it will bring me to Tesco's. So this is the main store here, and this is the postal office address here, which is on the side of the building. Car park in front, all the houses across the road, as you can see. So it does work brilliantly for that, as far as I'm concerned. However, what it doesn't do is, if you are in the middle of nowhere and maybe you break down, let's just have a look at a road here. So even though this is a national route, I think it's a dual carriageway, if I do get address, sorry, no Eircode here. However, they do use another option with these 3 words. Would you like to proceed with what 3 words location instead? Now, I don't see how this is helpful to have blanket object goals. That's not remotely helpful to anybody. But there you go. That's the problem with Eircodes at the moment, is that they're only for houses and businesses, or some businesses anyway. You're not going to get an Eircode for a shop that's in the middle of a shopping centre, because that's not going to be their postal address anyway. That's just a business address, or that's just an operating address. They'll have a headquarters somewhere with an actual postal address. So this is AutoAddress. Works really well if you use it for what it's designed for. Now, Point 8 is another app which uses a different type of area codes. They're called location 8 codes, and basically it's using longitudinal, latitudinal coordinates from Google for a particular place, and then a custom built set of codes then is produced. Now you can see here in this app, it's a little bit less polished. It hasn't had the same amount of money spent on it, so that's understandable. It's not quite as easy to look up an area, but if I was to come into, say, anywhere down here, let's just see if we can find a particular place. We'll swap it over to the satellite view, and this looks like a house here in the middle of nowhere, and we can touch that and we get a postal code, and that's fine. And the AutoAddress one would have done that one as well. But like I said, if you were stuck in the middle of nowhere and you tap an area, you'll get a slightly different code for that one. So that's 05T06 as opposed to the one just here. So you can see how well that works in that regard. However, the other issue is you could just as easily go to Google Maps and long press any section of the map and get coordinates, which could be shared via text, via email, or even spoken to any sort of first responders or ambulance people. The other thing is, local services like that, as I said, ambulances, fire brigades, now that they know where codes are being used and there is a way to look them up, they are definitely going to do that. They are not going to not do that. There was, cases of the Irish Fire Brigade saying Eircodes are going to cost lives about 2 years ago, but the only way it's going to cost lives is if those firemen don't actually look up the code and are just being stubborn. But both apps serve a very good purpose. Both are doing slightly different things, and it's really, for me, I much prefer the AutoAddress one because that's the official system. That's what I've been using. I've memorized my code. I don't want to change it, but it really depends. So the other aspect of the Point 8 system as well is that I guess, they didn't get the chance to bid their app for tender, which may be a sore point for the creators of the app, because there's certainly a lot of anger and jumping on any sort of mention of Eircode being used anywhere on social media, and it's not a good way to go about things. It just kind of alienates you more. So these are the two apps. Take them or leave them. I personally give the thumbs up to AutoAddress for what it does. I pointed out what it doesn't do. Point 8 is equally good in what it does do. but it's not official. So that's your choices. Stay tuned to IrelandTechnologyBlog.com for all the latest news, reviews from Ireland and around the world.